Radiant team banned.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the American Dota League here. It is Season 2, day number 3. We're already into our second series of the evening. It's no Earthspirit versus Shadows of the Past in an all-North American battle, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We've got a lot of action coming your way, both, of course, today as well as in the future. Once again, thanks for joining us. My name is Mott. With me tonight, the illustrious Kyle Guy. How you doing, sir?
Not doing great. I hope everyone out there watching's doing great. I'm excited. The first game, the car outside apparently is great as well, as it interrupts me there. But, you know, it's going to be great. Great. Two North American strong teams. You'll see them around the NEL side of things very often. Just, you know, a bit of the underground NA Dota scene, I guess, if you will, with a lot of prominent, you know, underground celebrities. I mean, you got Relic, the Arteezy, Slayer of the mid lane. Fantasy is always a great face to see. Nayrock, of course, can't forget him. And Chicken MC, who we know has quite the mouth on him.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, on top of that, there's a couple others, too. I mean, I don't want to sound like a know-it-all, obviously, and I don't want to become this kind of like prima donna here. But listen, I've been around the North American scene for a while, so I know most of these players here. And I got to say, I grew up watching them, and well, not grew up, but I grew up casting them, I should say. Of course, Fnatic and a Smurf, of course, on the side of No Earthspirit there, as you can see. As well as Risk there, Joik on top of that for Shadows of the Past. So, yeah, I mean, players that I'm familiar with, I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe not too familiar with them as well, but they're really strong players. I mean, these are players that have been around the amateur North American scene for some time, kind of almost breaking into that top tier kind of North American team, but for the most part, just sticking around in some of these middle tier teams. We'll see if either of these teams can break out and really have a strong showing in the next couple of weeks, and of course, later on into 2014. But as it stands, I mean, like I said, I think before we left the previous game, I think this is going to be our closest series yet in the ADL right now. So it should be good.
I would definitely agree with that. This should be a lot of fun. This will be almost a nice little throwback to just casting some NEL Dota all together. You might see some alt chats. You might see some bad manners. Just know it's all in good fun because that's what America's all about, the freedom of speech, right? The red, white, and blue. So we'll see. And speaking of blue, Ancient Apparition, your first pickup for Shadows of the Past.
Yeah,
or should I say Shadows of the Past? I don't. That name still.
Shadows of the Colossus, Shadow something. Whatever. It's a weird name, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Shadow Killers XXXX.
Nayrock, you gotta come on, dude. You're better than that. I would have made like a Smash kind of terminology as my name, something like I made Marth or something. Or I don't know, but seriously. Well, Centaur Warrunner coming out. Look at this draft. Wow. Two heroes we are so used to seeing, huh? That's exciting stuff, isn't it, guys?
This is new. This is all very new. Yeah. Very, very original grabs early on. Very original bans early on. No Ember, no Lycan, Naga, Invoker, gone. So that leaves the next best things you can get. Centaur, Ancient Apparition, Batrider's still in the pool, you know, Nyx Assassin, what have you. But Rubik, the first intriguing pickup. It's a little bit early, but maybe they're just a fan of maybe getting a hold of the Ice Blast early, or maybe they have some sort of crazy back pocket strat here with the help of the telekinesis. But it's a bit of intriguing, but it doesn't hurt to get a good support early in the draft.
I think honestly with telekinesis into Stomp, that could work really, really well coming out for No Earthspirit. But I gotta go back and say, when you said new, I detected a hint of sarcasm in your voice. Am I correct in saying that, I wonder?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Was there a bit of sarcasm when you said new in terms of the Centaur?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, Centaur's great. I mean, ever since he's become the flavor of the month, like, their tongues are just numb with the flavor, and we've seen it every game. I mean, there's nothing else to say. She's big, he's buff, he's bad. You know, you put a pair of boots on him and a stout shoe, you throw him in the off lane, he'll live. He has a lot of durability.
You throw him out there, just like, listen, go into the wild, see what you can do, and then come back to us in about 10 minutes time.
Sit there, don't die. If you get last hits, that's great. We'll use you later for your level 6. Maybe if you could burst someone down with your range hacks, double edge, that'd be fantastic.
The offlaners are like the stepchild of the Dota universe, I suppose, and they always get kind of just beat down and just it must take a lot of mental fortitude to be an offlaner. I got to give shout-outs to an A-Rock or IX Mike or whoever plays the offlanes for these North American teams. But, I mean, as it stands now, I mean, this draft is about as unsurprising as it gets, other than that Rubik like you talked about. So it really, we'll see where it goes from here, whether they want to pick up some more supports, whether they want to pick up their cores. I have to imagine supports are going to be in high value, as they always are. We haven't seen a Visage in a while, and maybe that's something we see, but I don't know.
No, a Visage, yeah. I mean, Visage was once a platinum pickup, first ban, first pickup, and now it's kind of fallen off the wayside. Maybe it'll be in the mid to the end of the draft, even some games where they ignore them altogether. But I think for No Earthspirit, the next thing they need to look into is how they can address this Bat Rider. They know they're going to have to deal with this heavy initiation. Do you fall back on something like the Vengeful Spirit? I mean, Shadows of the Past already have some bases covered here. They get rid of the Disruptor, which is more of a direct counter towards the Bat Rider. So now you only have a couple of options to work with. You still have that Nyx Assassin, though. Oh, no, Nyx Assassin will not work, as they already have their offlaner Warrunner, unfortunately. But Vengeful Spirit's still in the pool, and that's someone that a lot of people like to go to when going against the Bat Rider.
Yeah, and they will head down that path. You called it right on the head there. The unfortunate thing, and you talked about this yesterday too, is that Vengeful Spirit's, of course, her swap range at level 1 is pretty awful. I just got done with a game with her, and that range is very small. That range, of course, at level 2, very nice. So it's going to be really important to get to her level 11, but that's going to be tough for a support, I think, especially in this game when you've got a Rubik as well to deal with, since our Warrunner is going to be getting some experience across the map. So it's going to come down to your positioning. Yes, you can rely on that Nether swap, but is it going to be enough? Are you going to be in position for it? And I'm not sure. But they do have a good roaming duo if they want to head mid with Rubik and Vengeful Spirit. I mean, those are two heroes that can gank very effectively, assuming that they have an opportunity to do so. But we have to wait and see what the mid heroes are going to be.
Yeah, so Shadows now, if they're going to be dealing with a very aggressive support lineup here going against, they're going to want someone elusive. I mean, Puck is the first thing that pops out in my mind as an option they could put in the mid lane and won't be, you know, in too much trouble if they do try to roam around with this Venge and with this Rubik. But there are still a few other options to work with here, but they can't put anyone there that doesn't have a proper escape mechanism. Maybe don't consider the Shadow Fiend this time around. Don't, you know, put anyone that could be in a... We saw this last night.
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter picked up. Bounty Hunter picked up, and it was a core Bounty Hunter, and they did a fantastic job with it.
It's going to be a core Bounty Hunter this time again, I have to imagine, because I don't see Bat Rider going mid. His base damage is just not there right now, I think. So Bounty Hunter, I think... it should be a core Bounty Hunter. I'd be very surprised to see him go anywhere.
Chicken MC. Chicken MC plays this, and he did a great job. I mean, what we were talking about last time, we were obviously all really caught off guard by it, because it was picked up later in the draft, and we were trying to figure out, oh, well, they already had an offlaner and like a Bat Rider. This is actually looking very similar to the last time they played it, but we were like, well, typically, back in the day, we would see Bounty Hunter in that offlane and just kind of, you know, lay by Invis, bring in the XP, get his track online, and then go get the gold. But for Shadows of the Past, they did him as a core, and they put him in the safe lane in a tri-lane, I believe. So we were like, okay, is he just going to sit here and farm and just try to have heavy damage down the road? Or will he continue to use the track and try to bring in gold? And that's what they did. When he turned level 6, they just got shit happening, and they brought in so much gold with the track benefit.
Yeah, and especially now that they pick up the Doom as well, they can be aggressive against this Doom. I think they pick the Doom up, and for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but a Bounty Hunter can just run at him early on, especially if Doom does not have his Doom up ready to go yet. So I think that's something they'll have to keep in mind. As No Earthspirit, they pick up that kind of defensive kind of hero right now that can turn offensive later and just be a driving force to their victory. But Shadows of the Past, you kind of hope that No Earthspirit did their homework and watched that game last night like we talked about. But they could always do something different here. They can always kind of maybe even send Bounty Hunter to the off lane, Bat Rider safe lane, and then do, like, I don't know, something crazy. But as it stands now, that probably won't happen. And it's going to come down to the last pick for both sides to really see who's going where, I think, for both sides here.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to see who Relic is going to pick up. I mean, he's a very strong mid lane player, and I mean, I've seen him toy with the likes of a Puck personally, and obviously with the Shadow Fiend and what have you. We saw him do Dragon Knight last night, I believe. I don't think that fits too well in this lineup because they're not too push heavy. They could also just fall back on maybe a mid lane Doom. It doesn't seem that crazy, but you know, we'll see what they want to contest up in this mid lane. Both teams actually looking for it. So with the advantage of first pick going towards No Earthspirit, Shadows of the Past get to have the easy counter option.
Yeah, that's actually the interesting tier here. And when the draft whittling down to the last pick is actually always exciting to see. And now no Earthspirit, they've got to be aggressive with this pick. They've got to make a firm decision and stand by it, and we'll see what it's going to be here. They have a lot of time to discuss it with 1:27 left on bonus time now, and of course the 20 seconds left, and just regular time in general. Nave the drafter, he's thinking about what he's going to go for. That mid lane option still definitely available for him. Is the puck available? It absolutely is. If they want more control in a team fight, they have to deal with Shadow Shaman and the Serpent Wars, the Ice Blast, the Bat Rider Lasso, which would be okay. I don't know. Maybe a DK again, like you talked about. That's not banned out. Relic did play that, I believe, like you said. There are a couple of other options here that I just every time this happens, you try to rack your brain and think, okay, well, what hero can go mid right now? And
and then it pops up and you're like, God,
that one, yeah, okay,
yeah. I mean, there's OD's in there, but we don't really see him played too proficiently as of late.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, well, for at least no Earthspirit, they could feel more confident in the mid lane. Maybe someone who could take advantage of the Rubik and Vengeful Spirit roam and be able to have a little more lockdown, as they already have tremendous amounts of disable already on their side. So maybe someone who could do some heavy bursts to capitalize on that.
I would say a Storm, but that's already banned out, so sorry to cut you off there. But
no, I understand. That's someone I was looking to as well. But what we were talking about as well, Shadows of the Past, they're happy to be in this position in the draft. They'll wait to see what they want to pull out as their mid laner, or they can do a complete audible, questionable, leave Shadows of the Past thinking now. What could it be?
I got this.
Okay, all right, Mott, have at it.
Well, please. For Shadows, I don't know. I want to talk about lanes for no Earthspirit. Well, all right, okay. I didn't expect to see that coming, but okay. So Shadows of the Past lane, I don't really know, but I feel like never mind. I was gonna say it was gonna be like an off lane.
It is a mid lane Nyx. Holy shit, okay. Relic repping up the Nyx. So it is gonna be their mid lane, or they're just kind of maybe to see if they're gonna, catch Shadows off guard. But they grab a Wraith King, and I don't think Wraith King is gonna be their mid laner, is it?
I don't expect it, but crazier things have happened, and I just embarrassed myself with I got this. I know where the lanes are going to be, and then
I don't think anyone would really know what the hell's happening in this kind of lineup though, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. I mean, they could just do a Bat Rider old school mid lane happening here. I'm trying to run my brain with who is assigned to what, but it looks like they're just for now going to kind of do a bit of a group aggro here, but I guess we should probably do intros as we've finally hopped into the game here.
Yeah, before we do that though, guys, the ADL ticket, $3.99 in the Dota store. Reminder that you get this nice black monolith HUD that you see on screen right now. Beautiful. The animations are here. Obviously, the day-night thing, always really sexy as well. So, with that being said, speaking of the ADL, the two teams playing right now, No Earthspirit and Shadows of the Past. For Shadows of the Past, you've got 4. He'll be on the Shadow Shaman. Joik is going to be on the Ancient Apparition. 1, which is Risk, will be on the Wraith King. We'll see Kevin, which is Chicken MC, on the Bat Rider. And to round it all out, Nayrok, offlane Bounty Hunter, potentially. A lot of interesting lanes coming out from Shadows of the Past here.
Yep, and it looks like a lot of movement still potentially happening here, at least for the Vengeful Spirit here. Your banned Earthspirit side, also formerly known as PSST, or Pool Sorcery Some Tangos. We got Knave here in the top lane on your Vengeful Spirit. Just nearby, we got Smurf playing your Doom, as they're already sharing a lovely all-chat session. Up by the top of the rune, you got Fanasoyon playing your support once again on the Rubik. He does a fantastic job as a support. We saw that a lot the last time they played. Mid lane, of course, none other than Mr. Relic playing your Nyx Assassin. And finally, in your off-lane Centaur, we got a stand-in, and it's C'est La Vie.
C'est La Vie, of course, on that Centaur Warwarner. He's going to bring, of course, that Stout Shield. No boots level 1 this time around, so if he gets caught out, he's going to get caught out for good. So we'll see if they can get the shackles off, anything along those lines. And honestly, this is a very unorthodox draft from both sides. The mid Nyx Assassin, you never really see this. The mid Bat Rider, even, you don't really see that much
That's
as well.
Throwback.
Yeah, so.
You gotta remember, he was nerfed on his base damage. It's not what it used to be when we used to see him in the mid lane very much. So he is hindered a bit there, but I guess going against the Nyx Assassin, it's going to be a bit of a challenge himself. Spike Carapace just works so nicely against the Bat Rider.
C'est La Vie might get caught out. There's the shackles, the chilling touch, the right click. They've got Wraithfire Blast. Maybe not the best chain. Doesn't matter. Stomp's going to come through, but it is all for naught, as 4 will receive the first blood kill, coming out with those shackles and right click, and just too much damage in this tri-lane down bottom.
Too much damage. Once again, the story goes that chilling touch is just absurd. Top lane, though, they're looking to make a go of their own. They're trying to get this bounty dust, and they get it done and take him down, evening things back up. We were expecting more of an even match, and it happens right off the bat. 1-1 already.
Did you see Fan of Soren and his illusion body blocks? That's so next level. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Goody, please. I will bow down to you, my friend. That was sexual. Oh, goodness.
I was lying when I said this man plays a great support. Fantastic coming out from Mr. Soyan.
Goody is just Venezuelan player. He's been around. He's been on a team with Arteezy. You know, a lot of people forget that. He's been on a couple teams that have been really good. A lot of the issues that came from his old team, communication. Doesn't speak the best English, but he's making it work in this game right now as he picks up, of course, that sweet, sweet kill. Not first blood, but still pretty good in its own right. And right now, man, I mean, they trade 1 for 1, obviously. The offlaners both going down. Like I said, they're the stepchildren, of course, of the Dota universe in terms of the offlaners. So we'll see if they can go again. I think they know Narok's here. They might have heard the Shadow Walk. I think they...
It's a bit predictable, and this is probably part of the reason we don't see Bounty Hunter in the off lane anymore. We know what you're going to do. It's going to hide out on the side. We're going to find you. We smell your blood, and we take you down. It was better off when they ran Bounty Hunter as a core, but when you try to do a bit of a throwback here, I mean, this is old school Dota happening. Batrider mid, Bounty Hunter off lane. We haven't seen this since like TI3, but we've seen it time and time again, and clearly Ban, Earthspirit have seen it enough. They know where the Bounty Hunter is going to be hiding. They quickly find him and take him down. This is already a very rough start for Narok in the off lane.
Well, if you're thinking about, you know, maybe there's a positive to all of this, and that's that they don't have any detection left. So now he'll be able to survive until they can get some more, at least dust or sentries coming their way. They have the flying couriers, so it wouldn't be too long for that to get up online. Saylalvi's at level 2. How's Narok? He's level 2 as well. So, I mean, both of them are equal in terms of experience right now. Last hit-wise, Centaur has 3, Bounty Hunter has 0, so... But hold that thought. Joik maybe looking to try to gank here on Saylalvi. There is this ward that we've seen so often come out from the Dire team. They have to counter ward it. It looks like they do still have 2 sentries. Oh, Saylalvi, nice play. Eating through the trees. Is it going to be enough? Nice stomp onto 4. There's the cold feet, the shackles. Just in time. He's going to get the cold feet. Lashed up the Wraith Fire Blast. Look at that right click. Wow. That looked almost like it wasn't going to work out, but it did.
It almost was worse. Like, they almost got the body block in to prevent him from leaving. It looked like he was just so close to making it, but the long-range shackle held him down, and they just have enough damage and lockdown to follow up and even take down the big, bad, mighty Centaur Warrunner. And this is the Achilles heel of this new flavor of the month Centaur. Is if you want to, you know, take care of this guy, you have to have some heavy damage coming out and heavy harassment from, you know, preventing him from even getting close. Look at that. Stunned at the tower as well. They're not making anything easy for him.
Yeah, I mean, they might even die at some point. They have to be careful for taking a lot of tower hits here. He's going to back off. No salve. Top lane. Fortification going to go for the raiding team. This is what you need to do against a Bounty Hunter as well. Kill him and, of course, just try to push into his tower. We've seen it time and time again, and now Narok's just kind of like, well, I'm in trouble. There's the magic missile. Telekinesis back. Sentry ward is up. Do they have the damage? Absolutely do. Big kill again going for Fan of Soren Goody this time once more. And that is going to be their 3rd kill. All of them going to be going on that Bounty Hunter in this top lane. All the meanwhile, we haven't checked out mid in a long time. 25 last hits for this Batrider for Chicken MC, and for Relic, he's sitting on just a measly 18, not too far behind. He does have 10 stick charges because of that Batrider, so oh, that's funny, Narok. That's clever, buddy. Oh,
yeah, boy. Well, I mean, how he's been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing with his feet. He's been having a real hard time in this off lane, but now with the tower down, he has a little extra space to work with here. It's very crucial for him to get to that level 6. Then maybe he could adventure away and try to get their own set of pickoffs here. I mean, they have the benefit of using track and catching out Relic in the mid lane in case he tries to make an escape with Vendetta, which would be nice. I mean, we've seen that Centaur Warrunner, as tanky as he is, can be brought down, so they have some stuff they can fall back on and hopefully get some extra gold with the help of that track.
Yeah, absolutely. And level 6 is going to be the thing for Narok right now. The problem is he's not getting a lot of room to get some experiences. Top lane, they actually pulled the creep wave just to make sure he can't last hit under that tier 2 tower. Mid lane, or bottom lane, excuse me, Saylalvi. And getting stunned up by this Wraith King. He's setting on treads as well as a Ring of Basilius. Not too bad to start out for the Wraith King with 29 last hits, so decent start there. Mid lane, the Batrider is really the one leading the CS charts, and now there might be a gank coming in here. Central ward's up, but that's for the Radiant team. They're making sure there's no Vendetta coming through from that Nyx Assassin. They actually backed off with Narok. He went through, he did some damage. All the while, where is their mid laner? Who's the mid laner coming out from SP? Kevin's actually going to head to the jungle. That's Chicken MC. This should be very close to his Blink Dagger, if not getting it all together. Just maybe one more stack, and he's going to be good to go at a 7-minute blink coming out from Chicken MC. That's disgusting, potentially.
Yeah, very good. He held his own in the mid lane, considering the nerf. Bottom lane, a nearby Centaur waits. Stay in the trees.
Smoke.
Inner High is sending out the message to C'est La Vie right now to not get too hasty here, as it looks like both they're hunting. They are throwing the napalm into the trees. The Bloodhounds are out. They're seeing if they can catch him out. But Centaur's already a little further to the south right here, so it might be a bit sketchy, but reinforcements are on the way here. Here comes Knave, and Rubik runs right into Ancient Apparition. The quick lift, the quick stun. Can they burst down Joik? Joik gets off the cold feet before he's taken down. Centaur makes his appearance, but he's going man-on-man with the Wraith King. I almost call him the Skeleton King. Now, making a run. Sticky Napalm will slow him down. Flame Break shoves him forward, but ooh, the stun, the temporary hold, but he's too fat. Oh, he ends up getting taken down in the end. Falls to the Wraith King, and now they look to pull back. I have no idea.
Is there like a mini dot on the end of the Wraith Fire Blast? There is. There's a dot on it. Wow, I didn't know that. You learn something new every day, folks. That's
the
what killed him.
tiniest of dots.
Yeah, it's a pretty good dot, actually. I think that I'm surprised that actually worked out. Doom on the top lane, Nayrok getting caught out, but he is speedy. He had the track up on Smurf, so he can run away very quickly, and he'll survive, not even needing a deny. It looks like, yeah, he'll live. Yeah, he'll live. Just barely, though, but still living. No problem there. And Smurf, though, one of the best farmers, at least in terms of amateur North American players. He's got his Midas already. 52 last hits plus Devour. Expect to see this guy's gold go skyrocketing in the next couple of minutes.
Yep, big, bold, and beautiful. Doom doing serious work, finding all sorts of farm he needs. Already obviously making good use of the Doom, just harassing back Nayrok out of the lane. He's already been having a troubling time, but now we'll fall back in the jungle and just continue to build up all that sweet farm. We'll see if he goes utility style, looking to build forward into a potential AC down the road. But story might happen here in the mid lane. Batrider with the blink online now. Typical smoke popping out on him. They're looking to make something happen. There is a nearby sentry. Blink, jump. Once again, Relic is going to be caught out with the lasso as we see Batrider doing what he does time and time again with the quick, but they help out with the Centaur ultimate, and Relic will be able to get away. The help of the Carapace right there. He soaks up a bit of damage, and nothing will end up coming of it.
Yeah, and it really was that Carapace, like you mentioned. I think he would have been brought back towards that high ground on the, of course, Radiant side, and the Stampede obviously coming through just at the right time to make sure Relic is able to get away. He actually thought about turning back and fighting, but then realized there were too many heroes there for the Radiant team. So a bit of a missed opportunity to try to gank Relic, even though it could have been good, but not really that much lost. Only about a smoker and a couple other things. You have to keep in mind, though, we haven't really talked about the Rasta. He's level 4, and he's getting close to 6. Or excuse me, he's level 5. He's getting close to 6 with those Mass Serpent wards. Then he can start pushing, but oh, the Smoke of Deceit gank down bottom.
Yeah. Look how greedy and far forward this Wraith King is. He's going to have a bad wake-up call here momentarily. He finally realizes that he might have made a mistake. He doesn't know where the hell everyone is. Eats a magic missile. Here comes that big son of a gun. Fakes out the hoof stomp. Can't quite get close enough. There's the lift throwback into the proper hoof stomp. Now he will come back with the ultimate, obviously, and look how slow everyone is. Oh, the stacks are coming out from the napalm right now as Batrider makes his appearance. Chicken MC trying to make something happen. Meanwhile, they're still making a go. There goes the shackles as they hold up the Nyx Assassin and burst him down. Hoof stomp on 3 to hold up from Centaur, trying to man up, but you cannot stop this Batrider and his Firefly. Even Doom makes his appearance into this one. Does not have mana for Doom. Does not matter. Rubik ends up falling, making the hunt. Can he get the Wraith King down? Yes, he can! Swipes him down with another right click, and wow, when all is said and done, it looked like, what, a 3 for 2 in the end, but potentially more. Everyone's so wounded.
4 for 1, I think, not 4 for 2. I could be wrong about that. I think that's accurate, but that fight going the way of Ban Earthspirit for Shadows of the Past for sure. I mean, that's the issue. You're gonna try to go on a Wraith King. He's gonna slow you down with Reincarnation. That's no joke there. And you saw the Shackles come through, the nice play, the great rotations from pretty much everybody on Shadows of the Past. They grab a couple kills. Nayrok getting back into it, throwing up some tracks as well, and that's the thing. Even if they traded evenly there, they still had track to work with. So all of a sudden, now the gold is even. Ban Earthspirit had this early lead that's gone now. The experience chart obviously showing that there's 2,000 going the way of Shadows of the Past. The Doom, I don't even think could get his Doom off in that engagement. He had to back off. He's, I believe, the sole survivor of that engagement. I believe the Venge was alive at the end there, but Stampede's going to go mid. They're looking for the Wraith King. They're not going to find him, and now they back off. And
Dire's middle
that should be the
tower
end.
I think they just tried
to.
to like go balls to the wall, run up the hill, not really see what's up there, but just kind of see if they can catch anyone off quickly. But you know, Shadows of the Past are not close enough to get quite caught off. They might not play it very aggressively until Wraith King does get that ultimate back online. Obviously, Shadow Shaman now level 6, looking to heal back up in the fountain. He'll be able to come together with maybe a couple of allies and maybe finally make a push happen. I mean, no tier 1 for them, yet to be taken down. The wards will certainly help that.
Yeah, absolutely. Wards are going to be your real big, I think, comeuppance here. Smurf in the top lane. He has some mech already, actually. And now the Blink Lasso just in range of it. There's the track as well, but he's got mech. He's very tanky. Now the TP's coming through. This is not their fight. Doom, he's very slow with that sticky napalm, the turn radius as well. They cannot get a pick off on Nayrok or the Bat Rider. They're both very speedy. They'll back away now. Fan of Soin, Telekinesis onto the high ground. No, not going to go. Chicken MC will make his way out of there. Nayrok getting chased down. They have no detection, it looks like. Fan of Swan doesn't, at least. There's the track up. There's going to be the Janana strike as well. Nayrok cannot do nearly enough damage, but with Kevin, maybe they can. Here comes Relic and Knave, however, looking to fight. Backing away. Everyone's mid now. There might be an engagement. Serpent Ward's coming through. TP's up. Impale's going to fly. Just missing. Now, Hex is up. Magic Missile went. There's the Shackles on Smurf. He's got to get his Doom off here. He's got no mana for it. After the mech, they do blow up 2 anyways. They don't even need the Doom. Stampede's going to go swap back out. Can they get Kevin? Can they get Chicken FC? Looks like no. Blink. Lasso maybe. Knave getting low. Everyone getting low from that Firefly. 3 down now for the Radiant, but 4 about to go down maybe for Ban Earthspirit. Potentially. No. Yes. 3 for 3 trade in the end. I don't even know what was going at the end of that fight, but it looks like it is a 3 for 3 trade.
Yeah, Shadows of the Past just know the right time to take the fight. Even without the help of Wraith King's ultimate, they still find the right opportunity to get in there and get it done. Wraith King surprisingly pulls out a double kill in there with that one, which is very beneficial to him. And overall, Ban Earthspirit really couldn't get anything going for themselves. It looked a little finicky at first, but they ended up getting it done. So it definitely would have also helped if Rubik was level 6. He is now, but he wasn't for that fight. So that spell steal now going to be available, and we'll see if they can make proper use of it.
The problem with trading evenly for Ban Earthspirit is, though, and I talked about it already, is that they are getting track kills for, of course, Shadows of the Past, which means there's that bit of influx of gold going their way. So, you know, it's interesting that Nayrok has been obviously a big factor. I mean, it's no surprise, I should say, that he has been this kind of a factor, but Ban Earthspirit, they've got to get it together. You saw in that last fight, Doom was not able to be used because Mech used so much of his mana, and he doesn't really have mana to deal with right now. He needs something to get just that bit of extra mana going his way. I'm not sure what that would be, maybe like a Shiva's Guard, but that's a ways away. I mean, yes, he has Devour, yes, he has Midas, but that's still going to be not quite there yet. Meanwhile, Wraith Fire Blast going on C'est La Vie. Stomp's going to fly. Blade Mail popped up. There's the Hex going through as well. Telekinesis back. Wraith Fire Blast stolen. Magic Missile 4 gets blown up with the Fade Bolt. Now, Wraith King, he gets impaled as well. Can they take him down? No, they cannot. Too tanky, especially with that Blade Mail. They will back off, but it looks like Chicken MC wants to go. Lasso, not used yet. He got swapped in. There's the Fade Bolt. A lot of damage coming through. Shadows of the Past, maybe not their best fight. There's the Reincarnation. The Impale is up as well. Can they take him down? Are there reinforcements coming through from the Radiant team? It looks like they are. Wraith King, very fast. They are not able to grab him. Nayrok got doomed up as well. It looks to be, I think, a 3-for-1 trade, maybe. I'm not sure. I cannot keep track of who's dying in these fights. They're trading so quickly back and forth.
Yeah, definitely a hard tip coming out from both sides. I mean, the Wraith King picking up that early Blade Mail is very intriguing, but it actually did a bit of work right there, especially on the Centaur. Ended up blowing himself up nearly so, but all in all, not too bad. They didn't lose their core in the end. They did lose the offlaner on the side of Ban Earthspirit, so they probably wanted to come out on top a lot more. Their counter initiative was there with the help of the Centaur ultimate, but they couldn't really just get enough done. Now they're looking to push forward. Rasta with the wards online. This should be an easy tier 1 tower takedown, but it does look like Ban Earthspirit are relatively nearby, and they're making the rotations come, and the tracks already fly out.
Yeah, they do want to defend this, it seems like. They have the fortification going their way if necessary. Nayrok gonna maybe run around, look for a rune, or maybe just head mid and just try to get some farm. He can even go around the backside if he wanted to, but this is a smart play from Shadows of the Past. They're not going to try to force anything. They'll split up and farm again. But once again, if this game goes late enough, do you favor the Doom and the Centaur over, of course, the Bounty Hunter and the Wraith King? I'm not sure, especially because Wraith King, he did go for that right-click build, and we've seen this before. He went for a Blade Mail.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, it gets kind of interesting when you have a Doom going against a Wraith King. I mean, Wraith King's going to need a lot of farm to come back into this one, and Nice classy Smurf. Who's your daddy? Feeling very confident on said Doom. Looking to build forward into the plate mail. This will be an AC build-in, but looks like here, that extra utility style Doom with the having pushy favors and a little bit extra armor for everyone that will help when going against the track. Speaking of so, Nayrok is scouting him out in the mid lane. Bounty Hunter there, but Knave is nearby. Maybe they're looking to bait out the Doom. There goes the one hit. There goes the track, but there's Vengeful Spirit diving right in. Dust will fly out. It does catch him, but he's so fast, and he will be able to get away. Even the Centaur ultimate there, as they do get away mid lane. They try to see if they can catch anyone out bottom, but no one's there either. Nice disjoint coming out from Nayrok, realizing that the magic missile doesn't go through invisibility unless they had that true sight going, which was a bit too late. Now, Nayrok, he doesn't have that, of course, dust on him anymore. Now, Blink Lasso coming through. Knave gets caught out of position once again. Vengeful Spirit will go down again. Nice pick off, and this makes some room here for the Wraith King up top. And something that's interesting is that some people consider the Wraith King not to necessarily be a Doom counter, but he certainly does help up against him, because you're not going to Doom a Wraith King. If you do, it doesn't matter. The reincarnation is going to come up anyway. So now massive rotations down bottom. Wraithfire Blast is going to go on Cecil-V, taking a lot of that damage. There's the Blade Mill going through on that stomp. There's the Hex up, the Shuriken Toss, the track kill, gonna go the way of one. The Vendetta away from Relic just to make sure he survives. Still pushing mid as Smurf, but now maybe they're going to focus their attention to this tier 1 tower bottom, which they've been trying to take for ages. And Smurf was talking a lot of smack in the lobby before this one started up, and I mean, it's looking pretty good for Shadows of the Past. Now they get to pull out this little bit of push maneuvers here in the bottom lane with the help of the wards. They will be able to take it down and impale from Relic, but it's not enough to stop this push. And they will not be able to come of it, but they will get a little bit of farm from these wards. But man, Wraith King, after farming in, he's got something coming. He had 3k gold earlier, and now it just suddenly disappeared. What's on this bad boy over here? Oh, it's a Radiance. Fantastic. We saw that. I'm not sure what game it was. I think it was yesterday. We saw the Radiance Wraith King come out. It didn't work, though. No, it did zero, pretty much zero utility. It didn't do any damage, didn't get anything done. It came close in a couple of fights, killing some heroes, but really, I mean, but this game, it's a bit better because they have the advantage. They're fighting around the Wraith King. They're making space for him. And now all of a sudden, once he starts fighting with that Blade Mail, with the Radiance, like, everyone's going to be running the hell away from this guy. Like, this Wraith King is like, okay, if you kill me once, then you're going to be slow and die from pretty much my Radiance Burn and Blade Mail. So, just be aware of that, guys. So. Classic Smurf. This is something we were expecting. Just some jolly banter coming out from both sides here, but they're looking to try to rally up in the end. Maybe a bit of mind games here to throw each other off. Nayrok just fading off that DD rune, making his appearance to the mid lane. Now level 11. This is a level 2 track now available online, so a lot of extra gold to come in here. If we touch base with Ancient Apparition, he's looking to build forward into, obviously, the Agnum Scepter, but he would love to also get level 2 Ice Blast. That's just such a great tool, and part of the reason why Ancient Apparition is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, and the Midas is going to help him with that. He got it a couple of minutes ago, so he's getting close. It's starting to pay off now. You already can see that he's got, well, a couple of items picked up. Meanwhile, Stampede's going to go through. Swap is up. Oh, this Bat Rider tossed up in the air, brought down, and just thrown to the ground and dished out. My goodness. So, oh, man. Oh, I don't know if this is a BM pause. Yeah, I think this is a BM pause. Yeah, classic. We'll count it, though, everyone. Throw back a drink. It counts. It's a BM pause, ladies and gentlemen. I've been waiting for it all tournament long. I finally get it. I love it. Top lane, Centaur getting caught out. Nayrok, is he going to solo kill this Centaur War Runner? No, Nave's here. Oh, in the dust. Fantastic stomp. Nayrok, get out of there, dude. Book it. Book it away. Okay, you're fine, my friend. You're fine. He's good. There's nothing that little woman can do to him, so he's going to go ahead and pull back. But Nyx, who already ate Ice Blast, is kind of making a rotation to see if he can scout anything out. No Vendetta available just yet, but already in the Shadow Walk will be Nayrok, so he still controls. I don't think he's going to want to show himself here. He's going to play very cautiously. Venge, no. Detection. Nope, but there is dust on Nyx, but they won't see him. It's going to be too far back. The tier 1's already been taken down, so I think Nayrok should considerably be fine unless they get some sort of desperate swap. Oh, there's the blink, jump and impale. They get it. Heavy burst coming out from Relic. A 1-2 punch, and man, just like that, Nayrok no longer safe. Quickly falls, and Mr. Wraith King picks up his own fancy little Radiance. Yeah, and now they're feeling pretty confident. Yes, this Doom does have a lot of farm, and yes, he's getting close to either a Shivas or an AC, but I don't know. It's going to be tough because, like I said, you cannot really Doom that Wraith King. I mean, first of all, he's a one-button hero. Secondly, I mean, if you really want to shut down his items, then sure, go for it. But I just...
I'm not sure if they have this in the late game. You can see the Nyx Assassin. Relic kind of thrives on Shadow Fiend type heroes that kind of ball to control and do a lot of damage later on, or even early into the game. But Nyx Assassin, somebody that's a ganker that provides team fight potential, but really, I don't know. This game, he's gotten a couple of kills and assists. He hasn't died all that often, so he's doing okay. And he's keeping them in the game for sure, but is it going to bring them the victory is the real question as we get into the 21-minute mark. If we look at the graphs, there's a 5,000 goal lead from Shadows of the Past. The kills are pretty much even, but a lot of that is going to track. The experience, 2,000 for the Radiant
Very
team.
confident Smurf. He's trying to be the dark horse for his team on this Doom right now, but as far as Doom, you know, he always has great utility to offer, but not too much hardcore damage down the road. That's definitely where Wraith King will come in, and then Nayrok can always fall back on a bit more damage. Now he's currently scouting out this Rubik. The sentry is just out. No, he's just flirting with the line right there.
Yeah.
His toesies were there, and he got nice game sense. Jumps in with the track. They want a bit of redemption here as they go for Relic. Let's see. Chicken MC can't quite catch him. With the Carapace, they do shut him down in place, throw out the stun, will run back, eats a track in the meantime, and now Nayrok. They're going to see he's going to go into Ghost Walk here, but they're on the hunt. They're trying to get this Rubik. Flame Break brings him back. There goes the Impale. The Sticky Napalm starting to stack. This Rubik should be going down here, but a nice hoof soft save, and the bat made of minced meat taken apart. Centaur doing serious work. Even the Wraith is going to end up falling, but his ultimate, he's going to show right back up, and that Radiant's going to start going to town here. Can't quite catch Relic. He's going to get caught, swap, and now Knave gets himself stuck with the help of the Aether Shock. The BM pause return, and wow.
There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Right
Knave gets brought down.
ya.
Man, it's back and forth. The shots are being fired every which way, but that's NA Dota for you. 3 quick kills. That's what I was talking about with Shadows of the Past, obviously. And that ultimate from the Wraith King, keeping everybody close by. The swap came through from Knave, trying to keep everybody there, or at least get Relic out of a bad position. It just did not work out in their favor. They lost both of those heroes anyways. And suddenly they're looking to maybe lose this Tier 2 tower. There's going to be, of course, a Doom coming out on 4 right now, maybe in trouble. Smurf gets, of course, hit up with the Wraithfire Blast, but, oh man, did they obliterate that Wraith King. He goes down. No more pauses. No more pauses. Let's not do that now.
It's just insert pause here, I guess. It's good enough for us. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of people very intoxicated at this point of rate. But I guess Doom is like, right before I had to go, I bought myself this shiny new Shiva's armor, and I'm happy to put it to use. It runs right into the heat of the battle and cools it off with a sweet, sweet blast of chill from the Shiva's Guard. And it worked really nicely as they ended up taking down the Wraith King, but who actually didn't buy anything out. I mean, he still holds 1.8k, but we'll see. I mean, what's the proper next investment you'd say for a Wraith King here?
Maybe a BKB, honestly, if you really want to be tanky, especially after reincarnation, if the fight's still going on. You can even use it if you think that you're going to win the fight early before your reincarnation. You can go for an Armlet for more right click. You can go for Mjolnir, which might be the better choice just because the Mjolnir static charge. But the problem with that is that they're just not going to touch the Wraith King at that point. But he's a force that they'll have to deal with in some way, shape, or form. So that's the issue. Talking about Smurf's item choices, he did go for that Shiva's Guard like you mentioned, and I talked about it earlier. He needed mana to be able to use not only his Doom, but also the mech. They cost a lot of mana. Now he's up to 1,000 total mana. His mana pool is rather large, so that's not an issue anymore. So now mech and Doom are available, plus even a level death or even a Scorched Earth here and there. So I think now, also he gets, of course, the Ring of Basil, or the Vladimir's Offering, which gives him that, obviously, mana regen. And all of a sudden, the Doom gets ores like crazy and team fighting items, but no right click, though.
Yeah, no right click, and after he throws off his one Doom, he doesn't really have too much to offer except for that right click, so we'll see. But with the help of the Vlads, they might be able to sneak in a Roche at some point. They are on the dire side, so if they can find a proper opportunity, they can get an Aegis nabbed on their side, but a very sneaky Nayrok is not going to allow this. As you can see, he's making his maneuver right up towards the mid where that Doom does reside. No more sentry up. Ooh, is that a... No, that's a sentry for the Radiant, so no, they will not see him near. Knave is relatively close. He is not level 11. So we were always talking about how puny the range is on the swap, so it's going to be difficult for this Vengeful to even get anything set up. Track will fly, and now it's going to get even harder as they're going to see where she is at all times.
Yeah, and this is something that Ban Earthspirit have to address. They need to try to get that Knave some levels. Like, honestly, just throw him in the jungle, get him some farm or experience, just solo experience, or even dual experience. Just make sure he can get to 11. It's not that far off. It seems like it is, but 10 and 11 aren't quite that far away. So if he can get to that level 2 swap, he can be really aggressive with it, or defensive, depending on the situation. And then they can really start fighting, whereas the Serpent Wards are still good regardless of the levels. And in fact, they're level 2 now, so they do that extra damage with 60. That's disgusting. Plus, it's difficult to deal with now that he also has a Blink Dagger. So in terms of supports, it looks like Knave is at the bottom end of the barrel there. Not too far ahead is the Rubik, but really he's trying to get to the Necro Book, not too close to that. There is a pipe up in the Centaur Runner. It just seems like Shadows of the Past have that next tier of items, whereas Ban Earthspirit aren't quite there yet.
Yep, and we'll see what the next game plan is going to be here, how Shadows of the Past want to kind of assert themselves forward even further. I mean, they kind of fell off there on the end of the last engagement, but all in all, still feeling pretty confident here, moving well above 7,500 gold. Pretty confident there. We might expect the Roshan Pit to be the next place of battle here, as I wouldn't be surprised if Ban Earthspirit looks to push forward and get their own set of wards down. Pretty laid out here for... You see one laid out there for Shadows of the Past, so they do have proper vision to see what's happening. But all in all, I mean, if you need your supports to get farm, this is the closest they're going to get. They can't take everything away from Smurf because he's going to be their true core, but they do need the levels if they want to try to help out in these team fights. Rubik would love to get his level 2 ultimate. Obviously, same goes for Vengeful Spirit. And we might have to see an engagement happen here as most of Shadows have congregated to the bottom lane, potentially looking to push in as Rasta does have the wards. No, Bat, they see. They're going to grab the Doom, pull him back. That precious core Smurf might be ripped apart and taking it down, and he does fall. Too much lockdown to work with the Bat and the Shadow Shaman. Now Shaman will end up falling in the end. Nate throws out the stun on the Bat. Shivas is, it looks like Doom is back once more. I'm not sure how that quite happened. Did he have the Aegis on him much? Was it a quick buyback right there?
No,
Crazy enough, the Doom plays.
Yeah, he bought back. He's back into it already. Nayrok getting caught out. Nice swap onto Kevin McAllister. That's, of course, Chicken MC getting caught out. Looks like 2 are down on both sides here. Blink away into the trees from Chicken MC just to get out. He has no TP. He will have a Force Staff and a Blink in just a couple of seconds. All the while, Wraith King got out. He did not want to die again. His cooldown going for 33 seconds on that reincarnation. He's backing away. Vendetta's up for Relic. He's got the Blink Dagger. They're still chasing after him, but he should be able to make it away just fine. Coming through is that Ice Blast, trying to find somebody, trying to push this back. There's still this tier 1 tower down bottom. Smurf can't even take it right now. Oh, Relic looking for one. He's going to find him with the Vendetta as well as the Impale. Spike Carapace is going to go, doing that stun up with the Radiance Burn. 4 blinks up, looking for a Shackle. They're chasing after Relic right now. Here's the Hex going to go. Relic in some trouble, trying to juke around the trees. What a player, but it doesn't matter. The Serpent Wards, maybe a bit unnecessary. They grab the kill just to make sure they've got vision, and overkill, I think, at its
kill
best
secured.
There. Yeah, exactly.
Wraith King picks up the Maelstrom for himself, but I was so flabbergasted by the immediate buyback by Doom that I even think Shadows were even flabbergasted by it. It was just like, oh, he got taken out and ripped apart before he get anything off, so quick buyback, gets right back into it. Then he gets to step forward with the benefit of all his items and the Doom. It's just so crazy. So it kind of put me off my mark there for a brief moment, but as you can tell, man, Earthspirit shoved them all the way back and asserted their dominance there in the end, and well, I guess with the quick, desperate last-minute pick off of Nyx Assassin, something, but they did use the wards, so we'll see what they do from here on out. Bit of rotations to the bottom, but they don't have much to work with after the back end of that fight.
Yeah, but the thing is now, for both sides, they're both getting items here. The Rubik finally picks up that Necro 2. Nayrok's roaming around. He still does not have that BKB yet. Luckily, the Mjolnir's now up for the Wraith King. So if this guy wasn't scary before, everyone's just like, all right, don't touch this guy, please. Just no fondling, no caressing, no even, like, cuddling with this Wraith King. He is the damage dealer. No, Roshan, it looks like they do. Ice Blast is going to fly. This is not going to be the best fight. They're going to get caught out. Track's going to go first. Stampede, Fan of Soren. He's going to throw up the Telekinesis, Flame Break back. Nicely done to get them out with that Stampede, that Centaur ultimate. They won't lose anybody, but it was very close to being a very poor engagement coming out for Ban Earthspirit. Roshan, not that low, but they can try to take it if they want. Meanwhile, on the high ground, Smurf is here. He has that Doom. He's got Mech. He's got Shiva's Guard. They can fight in the pit. They have that kind of lineup. Nayrok just trying to push out the lane. Last was going to come forward here. That's going to be Chicken NC on Fan of Storm, but now he's in trouble. There's the Vendetta, the Impale, Shiva's Guard blowing him up. Now they've got to back off. Can they take Roshan? Can they finish it off here? Wraith King is doing his darndest, but his darndest is not enough. Relic blinks in, looking for an Impale, just going to miss on Joik. Now they all back off. And it looks like this is Ban Earthspirits to take here, but they do have a buyback coming in for the Bat Rider. We're not done yet. Sentry Ward, Nayrok, no! He got tracked up as well. He's stomped up, now he's dead. Does he have a buyback is the real question. The answer is no. back and forth we trade, and this isn't a fight that keeps going back and forth. It's the heroes that die, one after another, but it's only one of them or two of them at a time. Wraith King going in hard. Mjolnir's up. Now the Hexed Fan of Soren. There's the Blade Mill going through. They have Reincarnation ready to go. Smurf in trouble, getting caught out. He's still alive with that mech. 4, Ether shocking him down. The right click from the wards, not enough. How many people are dead? Just 2 right now, one of them being Nayrok, who died earlier. Fan of Soren gonna fall as well. The Reincarnation doing work. Finally, can they take Roshan after this? I'd say yes.
Man, they're trying to get something set up for a very sloppy start there for Shadows of the Past. I'm not sure what Chicken was thinking, trying to jump in with the Bat Rider and ended up blowing up in his face. He did get the buyback and get it back in the battle, and then Nayrok was not Sentry Ward right there scouting him out, so he also had to fall. But man, Wraith King just put on his manliest shirt and ran right in there, going full ham on Centaur. The slow coming out as well held people in place enough for even the Shadow Shaman to get out plenty of damage on the Doom, and they just were all thwarted back. And a few right clicks later, Wraith King picked up another kill. So it turned out pretty nicely there in the end for Shadows of the Past, especially after now picking up the Roshan.
Wraith King is literally unkillable now. And you talked about how he just ran in there and went ham. He just popped his collar. He's like, listen, guys, I got this. I got my Mjolnir up ready to go. I'm going to throw up the static shield. If you touch me, you are going to die. If you kill me, you are going to die. And that's exactly what happened. Smurf fell low. I don't know. Did you see if he died there? I don't think he did.
Smurf, I do not believe he ended up dying. No, he pulled back and just didn't have much to contribute after the initial go of the fight.
Oh. So he does stay alive. There are only 2 buybacks in the game right now. Actually, just one, as of course it looks like maybe the BKB finally done for Nayrok. Yes, it is flying out to him. Wraith King, the only other person in the game with buybacks here. So as it stands now, with an Aegis on the Wraith King, if they fight, and if they can keep the surrounding cast alive for Shadows of the Past, I think they can take a big fight going their way, especially now BKB is actually going to be coming out for him next. He's actually only 375 gold away from it. And once he has that, are you really going to be able to touch this guy? I don't think so.
No, I mean, he's starting to get closer to fully set 6 slotted, so we'll see what I'm sure from there he can remove the Blade Mill to go into even more damage if that's the case. But now moving forward, this man has an Aegis as well. You're going to only have to bully down him once, not twice, but 3 times if you wanted to take him out of this battle. But feeling very confident. They're moving forward. Nayrok, there is a brief scoutage, it looks like, as they did cross over the Sentry Ward. The rest of Banner Spirit looking to pull back. They know that Shadows of the Past are lingering through their own woods, but Wraith King very confident, just swatting away here at the tower. The tier 2, he's like, it's mine, you're not going to stop me from taking this, and he does take it down very easily. Slow, and the rest of the squad will pull back and regroup.
Well, I mean, he is the king. I mean, everything should be his in this game. I mean, clearly he's now dominating over the game, dominating over the proceedings and getting some towers in the process. So this guy, yeah, he's manly. And I love this pick this game right now. It didn't work out last time, obviously, but this pick is going really well for them. And he looks to be a lot of fun, but you know what item he needs, man? A Refresher Orb. That way he can
Refresher Orb. Blink Dagger, Bloodstone, that's what I'm talking about, Mott.
And then the Divine Rapier,
Suicide.
Yeah, the Divine Rapier to bring it all together is just like, alright, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to die, come back, and kill everybody with my right clicks, and they'll all be right in my vicinity. It'll be great.
Not even just that. Jump in, Suicide, die. Come back, Refresher, die. Come back, Aegis, die. Come back, then swat everyone down with a Rapier, hopefully.
That's not a lot of uptime for that Rapier, though. That Rapier's not seeing a lot of use.
It's just like more like bad manner just to do that just for the novelty. But in the meantime, wards will go down. They're going to start thwarting away. Can we focus the wards, please, on the tower? Nope, we can focus on getting them shut down and inherit a lot of gold. Now on the outskirts, looks like Kevin trying to make a go here, and they do manage to quickly pick off the Shaman. Now they're looking for the Bat Rider to lift him up and burst him down immediately here. Things blowing up for Shadows of the Past is 1 life. Now falls for the Wraith King. He's looking to go for a second one. BKB manning up on the Centaur with the help of the crit, and they shut him apart. Now running forward, going for the Rubik with the help of the Molgeneer, man. It's absurd. I call it Molgeneer, apparently. I'm extremely French, but a very manly Wraith King moving into a triple kill.
Oh my.
Kill. Everyone bow down to the king. This man. Unreal.
That was disgusting. You thought you give him any chance in that fight as he pops back up and pops that BKB, and you're like, nah, No way he can take 4 heroes down. Oh, yes, he can. He's going to work. Smurf now getting caught out. Nice mech to keep everybody alive. They'll focus on another set of, or the first set of racks, I should say. And there's going to be the fortification. Smurf, my friend, no, you do not want to have this happen to you. You are running the wrong direction. Mjolnir charge going through. Ceslavy looking for a stomp. Wraith Fire Blast. Gonna grab the kill. He's on a monster kill streak. And the AA grabs the Centaur War Runner. Raxes are gonna fall, and all of a sudden, Shadows of the Past on the back of a Wraith Gang, which, how often can you say that, will take this first set of racks and maybe a victory here.
They're doing it. He still has the Aegis even to work with. There goes the Swamp. He's feeling extra strong right here. Knave, gonna be able to get away for the moment, but the Flame Break will shove him back. He has an ultimate still to fall back on, so you gotta take him down another 2 times even. BKB popped, running right forward. Relic eating a lot of damage coming out. The crits, back to back, takes down the Bug. Pulls back, there goes a shoot. Oh, can they slow him down? They can't. Stun in the meantime. The King lives, popping out the Blade Mail, returning all that damage. Triple kill once again. They managed to take him down. He's on his last life now, but the GG will be called. Knave and Relic throwing up the white flag. They've had enough. We bow to the King, sir.
We absolutely do. Kneel before the King Peasants as he takes the victory. Pretty much all him, putting the team on his back right now, taking that game 1 victory. Wraith King is a force to be reckoned with. That was disgusting how good he played there at the end. That'll be it for game number 1. 731 GPM for Risk on that Wraith King. Absolutely disgusting, guys. We'll take a quick break, guys. Make sure you go ahead and follow the American Dota League at American Dota on Twitter, twitch.tv/American Dota League, and of course the ticket $3.99 in the Dota store. You get that Monolith HUD as well. Really nice stuff there. And of course, make sure you guys check out High Ground TV for the casters. I am Mont, twitter.com/MontDota2, and with me is CoddleGuy, twitter.com/CoddleGuy. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with the last game of the evening. Stick around, everybody.